Welcome to Bible Devotionals for Everyday Living, written and created by Alton Spooner. Thanks for listening. Please follow and share with a friend. Today's episode will be based on the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3.
All right, this will be the final episode regarding the book of Habakkuk. And I'll start with a quick review. First, in the opening dialogue of the book of Habakkuk, we see the prophet bringing heartfelt questions to God concerning his observation of the spiritual condition of his nation. Habakkuk starts out the book with a concern, with a complaint that begins a prayer. The prophet complains to God in prayer. See Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 2 through 4, about the violence, lawlessness, and public corruption of God's lawbreakers that he's currently witnessing among ancient Israel, and which, ironically, when you think about it, it sounds similar to some modern times, some modern countries, especially America. When you think about it, when you look around and you see the gun violence, school shootings, lawlessness, public corruptions, the corruption that goes along with political leaders in America. And you see the homelessness, the health disparities, all the inequalities that you see today, and it makes you wonder, God, where are you? And that was Habakkuk. He looked at the southern kingdom of Judah, and he seen all the issues, all the corruption, and he was like, God, where are you? However, as we get further along in the book, we see that God does he comes in his own time, and he says, Habakkuk, I got something for that. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to deal with it. I'm working with the Chaldeans. I'm raising up the Babylonians, Chaldeans, similar names. I'm raising up the Chaldeans, that fierce and impetuous people, those mighty warriors coming from Babylon that will discipline, chastise the southern kingdom of Judah for my sake. So then Habakkuk is like, why, God? Why would you raise up those pagans? Why would you raise up more lawbreakers to deal with lawbreakers? He said, don't worry about that, Habakkuk, because after I raise them up to deal with the southern kingdom of Judah, I'm going to raise another nation up to chastise them. So I'm going to use one nation to chastise another nation. So, however, we're going to cover chapter 3 after looking at 1 and 2. And we're going to see how the prophet went from complaint, worrying about the lawlessness, the corruption, and all the negativity, and the negativity weighing him down, how he went to complaint, then he went to prayer, and then how he went after God talking to him and telling him and showing him the vision, how he went to praise. So in chapter 3 is how a man is now confident in the revelation he has received, and from out of his complaint through his prayer came his praise. So in chapter 3, we see a man that has evolved, a man that is more mature in his thinking about God. The prophet thinking became more mature. See, a lot of times in life, we have immature thinking when we see lawlessness. A lot of believers will be immature, and a lot of people as well, when they see lawlessness, when they see corruption, when they see a lot of foolishness going on in their community, an immature person will be like, where's God? And a mature person will sit and smile because he know God is already taking care of this. What you see today has already been taken care of tomorrow. God is not somewhere frantic and thinking, I need to come up with a plan to take care of this. God is saying my plan has been crafted to take care of this way before time. Okay? It's already taken care of. Okay? The architectural design has already been conceived with God. So in chapter 3, we see a man that is more mature in his thinking about God. Having talked to God, the words we read in chapter 3 speaks of a man more confident for things to come in his community, no matter how bad they get. So Habakkuk saying when the Babylonians come, when the Chaldeans come, and they lay siege to the southern kingdom of Judah, and when starvation comes, are you listening? When starvation comes upon the people, and similar to what we see in Gaza, we see a people being sieged and being starved. So in the southern kingdom of Judah, ancient Israel was being starved by the Babylonians, though there's no fig tree, does not bud, and there's no grapes on the vine, though the olive crops fail, and the fields produce no food, and there are no sheep in the pen and no cattle in the stalls. Yet when I suffer, I will rejoice in the Lord, and I will be joyful in God of my sake. The prophet is saying when the hard times come, and he knows because he's got the vision, when the hard times come, I will rejoice. He is fully confident in the word he has gotten from the Lord. His prayer life installed in him a confidence. So some key insights that we can take away from chapter 3 that would add value to any believer's life is that a believer would get a better, greater understanding of suffering from prayer. That the way to understand suffering is through your prayer life. Patiently wait on the fullness of time, and you'll see God's righteous judgment, whether it's a wicked nation, whether it's a corporation, whether it's something going on in your neighborhood, or even when it's an interpersonal conflict between man and wife. Even within families, you have injustices, and you can see God will bring about a justice in due time. So the book of Habakkuk can help you develop a greater understanding of suffering through your prayer life.
Thanks for listening to Bible Devotionals for Everyday Living, written and created by Alton Spooner. If you like to support the podcast, then you can do so by purchasing the book, Bible Devotionals for Everyday Living, now available on Amazon. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please follow and share.